Welcome to our very first podcast series on the future of film festivals. Today, we will hear from Dr. Darren Elliott-Smith, a senior lecturer in film and television and the subject coordinator at the University of Hertfordshire. He is also an expert in queer theory and horror in film. Darren has also taken on the role as a film curator and programmer for the British Film Institute, or BFI for short. Thank you for joining us, Darren.
Yes, okay.
So Darren, can you tell us what's the typical format of film festivals?
So we're talking about kind of major film festivals now. Would normally kind of run, first of all, series of gala premiere film screenings. They would have something big to open with. They would run some kind of peppered throughout the film screening festival kind of calendar for how long it lasts. And then it would end in a gala screening. But during that period of time, there would also be strands of film screenings that would be collected under a particular set of themes, or focus on a particular national identity, or a production from a particular country, or a showcase maybe from a retrospective of old films that have been kind of rediscovered and revitalized and then kind of re-exhibited.
And how has the format of film festivals changed?
We're in this current period, which is clearly focused around making money. So things like the Berlin Film Festival, often has this parallel event that's running in a different venue, but it's connected to most of the film screenings. And it's basically a kind of world fair for sales agents, for producers, for script writers to kind of tout their films, even though there's a series of films running in the cinemas nearby, in this fair, which is often kind of a soulless hall, kind of like an exhibition fair. There are people who are basically trying to invest or looking to invest money in films, or looking to kind of find a distributor for their film that they've already made, or looking to kind of get talent connected to a script that they might have written.
So will film festivals continue to keep growing, or would the film festivals shift to the online medium?
I think it depends on how things will shift in terms of the traditionalist people who appreciate films and how to watch them and how to attend film festivals, and then a new kind of generation of people who appreciate films and appreciate the accessibility of films online as well. Because I think there's that idea of only people who exist within this particular area, they live within the area of London, can see this film. Having an online film festival would solve that problem because people can access it anywhere. So in certain respects, I think there's some good things about having online film festivals, but there's also this idea of the lack of communication, the lack of kind of person-to-person contact and discussion that occurs, particularly within cult film festivals, because a lot of the appeal of cult film festivals and more niche festivals is about sharing this original experience of having watched, say, something like The Room, which is the kind of classic cult film with its director Tommy Wiseau. Seeing him in person presenting the film is quite different to watching it online with an introduction that's been recorded by someone, or even just watching a streaming of that person live in a venue online is quite different to actually sharing the experience in person with other people. So yeah, I think the more that we move into online film programming, the more disconnected we get as a film community.
We are honoured to be joined by Peter Richardson, who is currently a professor and subject group leader for screen media at the University of Hertfordshire. Peter is also the director and founder of the Visual Effects Research Lab at the University of Dundee. Welcome, Peter. So, Peter, can you tell us, what do you think about having virtual reality in film festivals?
I think virtual reality is a tool. So it's not, I think it's yet to become a genre. Just like 3D, stereoscopic 3D is not really considered a genre, it's just a tool or a technique for making films. I think VR, immersive technology in general, is a very useful tool for filmmakers. It's not quite as much a shared experience, because at the moment you have a headset to wear, which means that it's much more a single person experience. I think film festivals, I think there's a good market for VR projects out there at the moment, and there are many small-scale VR projects that are finding their way into film festivals and onto the circuit. I think the problem that persists with it is one of audience, that it's very individual at the moment.
So do you think like VR's film festivals can be like a film festival on their own, or are they just like part of a film festival?
I think what seems to be happening is some of the more adventurous festivals, the newer festivals are offering VR slots, but it's very technology orientated, so you can't just wander into a cinema and experience a VR project without a lot of extra technology. So it's quite costly, I think, to stage for festival organisers and curators. I think in the sort of more arts-based side of festivals, the sort of let's call them more avant-garde festivals have always encompassed new technology very quickly into their programs and programming.
Since now there's like rapid advancement in technology, right? Would VR film festivals just be like a trend for a few years and be overtaken by other technology?
I think festivals, I don't think, are under threat from VR. I think a lot of programmers and curators are looking at incorporating VR into their programs. Some of the mitigating factors are obviously going to be the cost, computers, the goggles, the Vives and the Oculus Rifts needed, the amount needed, and the technical support needed to run. It's not just a projectionist. You'll need multiple computer technicians to set projects up onto the servers or whatever. But I think the festival scene is in quite rude health at the moment. There are more and more festivals emerging. If you look at Without a Box, there are thousands of festivals on there, and all with their own niches and particular genres. I think the big qualifying festivals for the Oscars and the BAFTAs and will still flourish in their more traditional sense. But if you look at BAFTA, for instance, BAFTA have now got a VR/games panel. They award BAFTAs for games at the moment, so it's likely that we'll see an award for VR projects as well. So I think there's no threat whatsoever to festivals and people actually attending en masse to enjoy cinema. But I think festivals should be thinking about VR content and considering a VR strand. But again, the main problem is how many people and how many bums on seats you can get, to put it bluntly.